Will, great to be here with you and super excited to be leading your $75 million Series B financing. Congratulations.
Yeah, and hey, we're so excited to partner. I just have so much respect for the enterprise and deep AI expertise that you all have. So we're going to build something incredible together.
Let's start from the top. I'm curious. With this financing news, you're changing the brand name of the company from Greenlight to Bretton. Give us the backstory on Bretton. Why that?
With this AI moment that's taking place, we think a huge transformation is happening in the world of financial services.
Right.
So we looked back to history of what were some of those key moments of transformation that drove a lot of growth through stability, which is what we do in the world of risk and compliance. And there's a couple of key moments that really stood out to us. One of which is in 1944, the nations of the world at the time, all the currencies were crazy all over the place for World War II. They all got together in New Hampshire in a town called Bretton Woods. And they forged together the agreement that created a lot of stability for them post-World War II and globally across the US and many other countries. The IMF was founded at this conference, the World Bank was founded at this conference, and that was called the Bretton Woods Agreement.
Right.
So we wanted something that felt like it was rooted in the history of transformation in financial services and allows us to spend more time paying homage, but also creating that forward momentum in the world of financial services.
The next transformation to come, right?
Exactly right. We think AI is going to be just as foundational to how financial services operates and how many more people get included in the financial system.
That's incredible, man. I love it. Love the name, obviously. Tell us about the origin story. Why did you decide to start Bretton? Your background, what were you seeing out there as the opportunity? And then we'll take it from there.
Sounds great. I used to work in payments at Meta, and we spent a lot of time on anti-money laundering and know your customer for onboarding. And even though we had some of the best machine learning engineers in the world building these systems to detect risk, we ultimately had massive amounts of manual labor that were staffed through multiple different organizations. We have thousands of people doing these types of reviews. And that wasn't just expensive, it was really operationally challenging for us to scale our business and our payment operations.
Yep.
So when language models came out, the first thing I did was say, could they tackle some of the things that my team was working on?
Yeah.
And I remember popping in my first thing, and I had my ChatGPT moment when I put in a sanction alert into
That was your moment.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to change the world
Yeah.
of compliance and ultimately how we staff financial institutions. So when we had that moment, we realized it was going to change how compliance was done. So we built our first version of the application and went out and started to serve fintechs. We did Y Combinator and felt immediate pull.
Yeah.
And we knew there was something big here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's a great segue. One of the things we all saw that MIT study, 95% of these agents and AIs failing in the enterprise. Yeah. One of the things that I really liked in doing diligence and talking to your customers is that the ROI is very tangible and large, the magnitude of the ROI. That's something we're trying to hold a high bar around at Sapphire, and something I loved about Bretton. Talk to us through the ROI that you're seeing from customers, any customer examples to bring that to life.
Definitely. So the way a KYC sanction anti-money laundering analyst works today is that they'll go log into many disparate systems, pull in information, analyze this information in Word docs and Excel files, and then complete their report in what's called a narrative.
Yeah.
That is something that is really well attuned to how real agents work. More specifically, long horizon agents that work across multiple different systems. So what we've done at Bretton that makes it work really well is we interact with the tools they're already using. A big reason why these AI applications fail is this change management component, right? They have to retrain the entire workforce on how to use this new tool. Yeah. We don't do that. We work with the existing tools you're already using, just like a human analyst.
Yeah.
And you can only do that if you're something that lives outside of a certain system. So, when Salesforce rolls out something and they have an AI agent that sits inside of Salesforce, that's beneficial for what takes place there.
Yeah.
But our work is way more complicated. There's way more systems you need to interact with. So Bretton agents log into the systems humans are currently using. It feels very natural. It's exactly how you'd onboard a staff member.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting from an ROI perspective.
Yeah.
And it's also really easy for teams to deal with these agents just like you would a normal employee.
Yeah.
And that's why people really like Bretton agents.
That's awesome, man. Love to hear it. What's the vision going forward? I mean, it feels like already what you're tackling across a number of use cases is obviously a massive opportunity. But I'm sure as you look out there on the horizon, 5 years, 7 years, even 10 years down the line, what do you envision for Bretton? What do you want Bretton to stand for in the world?
We want Bretton to change the way that finance operates. And this is really down to how do they staff their bank, their wealth management practice, their insurance team. Historically, because financial services uses a lot of unstructured information, it's been very hard for technology to touch those systems.
Right.
Agents change that equation. So how can a small community bank in a different part of the US compete with the big boys when they have to staff them up just like the big boys do? Yeah. Agents change that dynamic. So if we can change how they staff their organization, they can serve more people without linearly growing their costs and without linearly growing their risk profiles. We're really excited about that. So Bretton will change the way financial institutions will look in the future and allow more competition in the world of financial services. We can't be more excited about that.
Love it, man. Love the ambition and energy and excited to partner.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.